The next question will be to Congressman Taylor. The war in Afghanistan is now the longest conflict America has been involved in. What is your stance on continuing with troop support or withdrawal, and how long do you think we should be there?
Kelly, it's a great question. As you know, one of the employees was a Vietnam vet. His son is in Afghanistan on his second deployment. In July, I got an email from his son saying his unit was short on clips, 50 caliber ammunition, and is a mine detonating roller that goes in front of his mine-resistant vehicle. Within 2 weeks, using my seniority, my clout was General Petraeus, I was visiting that unit. By the time I got there, the M4 clip problem had been solved, the 50 caliber problem had been solved, and they received the mine-resistant rollers they needed that day. The fact of the matter is, the reason we have mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicles in the budget is because I led the fight in Congress. Secretary Rumsfeld only wanted to build 5,000 of them. I said we're going to build at least 15,000. I've expanded that to 18,000. So American troops in Afghanistan and Iraq, their lives are being saved every day because of my work. Having said that, the Karzai government is corrupt. They are not worthy of the sacrifices being made by the Sergeant Davis, who is on his third deployment, who just got home, turned around and went back with the Lucedale unit. Again, he's a National Guardsman. He's in Afghanistan. He's been to Iraq, unlike Steven Palazzo. So I'm going to fight for those people. I'm going to see to it that they get everything they need, but I want to make sure that we don't waste one precious American life for a corrupt government. And if Karzai, whose brother is the biggest dope dealer in Afghanistan, can't clean up his government, then it's time to do our job, tell them to do their job, and come home.
Thank you so much. 2 minutes. Let me ask the question one more time. The war in Afghanistan is now the longest conflict America has been involved in. What is your stance on continuing with troop support or withdrawal, and how long do you think we should be there?
As a Persian Gulf War veteran, I served there in the Marine Corps, and I'm still serving in the Mississippi Army National Guard. Again, I understand the sacrifices our men and women are making defending our country overseas. I also understand the sacrifices that their families are making. This is a war that has been going on for a long time, and it's my job to make sure that they have the proper equipment and the proper training that they need to execute their mission. I think it's extremely important that we listen to our generals in the field and that we listen to our commanders and let them make the decision when it's safe enough to return. We're in the global war on terror. There are people who want to kill us, and we did not start this fight. But I do not want to see this fight brought to American shore. I do not want to see or have to live under the fear of our kids going to school and a schoolhouse being blown up, or a restaurant or a bus stop. Other countries live in this fear. This is America, and we're going to do everything that we can protect our national sovereignty and make sure that we're safe here in our country. And I've worked in 2 other combat zones. I was in the Balkans, and I also worked in Uzbekistan. I know a little bit more than the congressman gives me credit about in military operations. But at the end of the day, I want our troops home. I want them home as fast as possible. But it doesn't need to be the politicians in Washington, D.C. We need to listen to our generals on the ground and our commanders, because they know best. And I want to keep this fight in their backyard, not in my backyard.
Thank you so much. You have 30 seconds.
Kelly, the Constitution gives the Congress the power to declare war. It is the most awesome responsibility that I have. I've voted for the use of force resolution in Afghanistan, and I have an obligation to every guardsman and reservist who's been sent over there, every active duty, to see that it's done right. The bottom line is, I've been to Iraq 9 times, Afghanistan 7 times. I have stood with those soldiers up front. I appreciate that Stephen's willing to stand behind them. But the fact of the matter is, in Afghanistan, it's time to get them everything they need.
Time's up on that,
time to bring them home.
Congressman Taylor. I'm sorry about that. All right, we're going to go to another question. This one will be for Pelosi. What is your plan to help stimulate? It's Palazzo. My apologies on that.
It's okay.
Boy.
Me and Kip were getting a little confused about that. But you know, it takes a Palazzo to fire Pelosi.
I apologize for that.
Okay.
What is your plan to help stimulate the economy?
Well, it's plain and simple. I mean, we need a B12 shot in our arm, and the first thing that we can do is we can make these tax cuts permanent. The tax cuts that my opponent has voted against continuously, and he even said in the Sun-Herald that we cannot spend more if we cut taxes. Well, I don't think spending more is the solution. We cut taxes, we cut them now, so we can get the uncertainty removed from the market. Small businesses will appreciate this. They will expand their operations and hire more. Also, struggling middle-class families, they need relief too. And again, it's plain and simple. If we don't expand or make these tax cuts permanent, we're going to lose up to 60,000 jobs in the next decade. 24,000 of those jobs are in the 4th Congressional District. We can't afford that. We're losing jobs at Northrop Grumman, we're losing jobs at NASA, we're losing jobs at Southern Miss. And it's all because of the environment our congressman and his party has basically orchestrated. Higher taxes, higher regulation, more litigation. That has to stop. Ronald Reagan cut the budget, froze spending, reduced taxes in the 80s, and we had 20 to 25 years of unprecedented economic growth and job creation. We have to do everything. When I'm talking around all 15 counties and listening, it's jobs and the economy. And as a small business owner and a CPA, I know how to create jobs. I've created jobs in South Mississippi. I've helped my clients create jobs, and it can be done through less taxes, less regulation, and less litigation.
Thank you very much. Congressman Taylor, what is your plan to help stimulate the economy?
Kelly, as usual, Steven was real long on rhetoric, very short on specifics. As South Mississippi's congressman, I helped bring over $21 billion in Hurricane Katrina relief to South Mississippi. If you see a road, a bridge, a water line, a sewer line, a sidewalk, or a street getting fixed, it's with federal dollars. State of Mississippi didn't put up a dime. As a matter of fact, State of Mississippi took off 3% to administer the money that came out of Washington. In my capacity as the chairman of the Seapower Subcommittee, I've fought 3 rounds of base closure to protect the 38,000 defense-related jobs here in South Mississippi. When I served in the state legislature, I was one of 3 sponsors of the bill that legalized gaming and said for those locals who wanted to have it, like Hancock County, like Harrison County, we will allow you to have gaming. That created, before Katrina, 15,000 jobs. Even post-Katrina, that's 12,000 jobs. Steven talks about job creation. I can point to 50,000 jobs that I've either brought to South Mississippi or helped save in South Mississippi. That's the specifics, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. And again, with my work in helping Northrop Grumman Shipbuilding, Seaman Composites, U.S. Marine, the parachute factory in Columbia, the reactive armor plant in Wiggins, the howitzer factory in Hattiesburg. I have worked to see to it that these things come to Mississippi and stay in Mississippi, because those jobs are most importantly important to national defense, but important to those people who have a mortgage to pay, a car to pay for, the kids that they want to educate. We're going to see to it that those jobs are there for them.
Mr. Palazzo, you have 30 seconds for rebuttal.
Well, job creation is a team process, and I'd like to thank also Governor Haley Barbour and Senators Trent Lott, Cochran, and Wicker for the jobs that they brought to South Mississippi. And if he was so interested in creating jobs, then why did he stand in the way of the Eads Northrop Grumman supertanker contract? That could have created 10,000 or more jobs in Mobile County and Jackson County. He was asked to be a champion on this, and he just decided to sit on the sideline.
All right, I'm sorry, 30 seconds is up on that one. You can watch the debate again Saturday at 3 and on Election Day, Tuesday morning at 10 here on WKFK TV Channel 7. You can also hear it again on News Radio 104.9 FM at 7 Monday morning and 6 Monday evening. You are watching the only debate between the incumbent Congressman Taylor and his Republican challenger Steven Palazzo, live on WKFK TV Channel 7, and you're listening on News Radio 104.9 FM.